Alrighty. First off, thank you for doing this interview with us for Under the Lotus. We greatly appreciate it, and we did have a good time featuring you, and you did get a lot of positive feedback during that time. All right. Uh,
Awesome.
all right. The first question is when did you realize music was your life's path?
Was my what? I'm sorry.
When did you realize music was your life's path?
Um, hmm, that's a good one. I'm still realizing it. It's I get discouraged a lot and I go back to it, but I think I really started taking it seriously in around 2006. That's when I just put it all in.
All right. Now I know going back to your bio and stuff. I just want to ask with that. It's a little extra. You don't have to answer if you want. Does it? When that all happened, did that have anything to do with everything that happened around that time with your ex and all that? Is that the final push that said you had to get out there and express yourself that way?
Well, actually, that was before that happened with my ex, and then when all that stuff happened with my ex, I actually got really discouraged and I quit music for about 2 years because I felt like music was causing all these negative things to happen to me, and I was just like, I wouldn't be around these kind of people if I wasn't doing music, and of course that it's not music, it was just the type of people I was around that was causing the problems. So, I mean, I quit for about 2 years and I got really focused just on myself and what kind of people I was around and bettering my life and growing up and becoming responsible. And then I came back in 2009, 2010-ish, and that's when I came back full force. And so yeah, really 2010 was when I just said, fuck it, I'm going all the way with it.
Alrighty. Next question is what do you relate to or draw your inspiration from when you're performing and recording?
Oh man, everything. I mean, I was just talking to my sister yesterday. She had her ex-husband, what she suspected that he was cheating on her with a bunch of young girls, and like actually she had suspected that he might be a rapist. It ended up not being that, but she suspected he was because he had this secret computer that he wouldn't let her look at. And of course, my imagination runs wild. And so, one of the songs on my album is called 24. And that's what I wrote that song about. Like, what if he really was a rapist? And what if he really was a serial killer and doing all this stuff? So, I mean, anything that happens to me throughout the day, if it touches me some way, it's gonna get written about more than likely. I mean, so many situations. I might see something on TV, somebody might call me, someone might say something, and it's just I'll let my imagination just run wild with it and create a crazy story out of it.
All right. Now right along with that, the next question is: do you create and produce all your own beats, or do you have somebody else that does that for you?
I create some of them. I do love making beats, but I don't have time to make them all the time. And on the album, Cash Flow Productions he's done a lot of beats for me. Nino Beats did some, and we had a lot of people that wanted to submit their work for the album for submission, for me to rap on. And that was pretty cool because I got to work with a lot of different producers. And my passion is writing music. I can make beats, but if I don't have to, I would much rather not have to because I actually really hate making beats. But I can make really good beats. I just hate doing it. It's just I don't enjoy it. So by all means, if somebody's gonna make a beat for me, I would much rather write a song to their beat. But I can. And on occasion, I didn't do any of the beats, but on albums, I've done a lot of the beats.
All right. Now this question here, this next one, it kind of goes back some to the previous question there. When we, I'm sorry. What do you draw your inspiration from? And we discussed already how you're out for a bit because you thought it was the people and stuff. So that you explained to us what has hindered with music has hindered your life. How has it helped your life?
Um, Well, for one, it's a out for me when I'm angry or upset. That's when I write my best shit. My daughter asked me the other day why my music was so angry, and for some reason, when I'm angry or upset or hurt, that's when I get really, really, really creative. So I'm not really an angry person all the time. It's just that when I'm angry, I get super creative. And that's my outlet. So instead of actually going and punching somebody in their face, I make a song about punching somebody in their face. I used to fight a lot. In high school, I got in trouble a lot for fighting, and I did used to have anger problems like crazy. And so I guess learned how to channel my energy into something positive. And I mean, it's just helped me with a lot of things, just to be able to express myself. And I love the feeling of being on stage and somebody can relate to one of my songs. Like, oh, that song, that's exactly what I was going through. I know exactly how you felt or whatever. So just being able to reach people.
Excuse me. All right. The next question would be then, who are or what are the biggest influences for you, musically and non-musically, that shaped you into the artist you are right now?
Um, Gosh. Okay, musically, I'm gonna have to say Tech Nine, just because he does a lot of the shit that I do, with how he, puts melodies into his fast rapping. Bone is one as well, but Tech Nine to me does it a million times better than Bone. They kind of started it, and then he just perfected it, and so that's definitely like my guideline where I set it to. Eminem as well, he does it really nice. And then let's see that, I mean, as far as what he does with the underground, what Tech Nine does with the underground, I really admire him. And then people that aren't music related that I admire are maybe Joan of Arc. Really strong independent women, any strong independent woman I really admire, and I'm drawn to their stories. I love Xena, and that's fictitious, but I just like watching those kind of things. Even Beyonce, I admire her a lot. I don't even do music like she does, but I just admire her because she's so successful. So yeah, there's a lot of people I could go on and on.
Okay. Now, as we know, you're an underground rap artist, and there's a very vast numbers of the different styles within the underground rap industry. What type of what subgenre in the industry do you consider your music to be?
Um, I would call it fast rap, underground fast melodic rap. um there's one thing, for someone to do fast rap, but then they put in that melody. I could sit here and be like, coming through the door, I'm never gonna stop, I'm going to the top, but there's no melody. But then I'm going, coming through the door, I'm never gonna stop, I'm going to the top. You know what I mean? And put that little singing shit behind it. And I love to do that. So um I guess it's got to have a melody. Fast melodic rap. I don't know if that's even a subgenre. We just made it up.
Well, then I guess we have another new subgenre. I mean, every day there's a new one coming out there. So,
Right.
I mean, it is such a vast industry that you're in.
I know
Uh,
it.
Speaking of that, since you've been with Black Stars, how has the industry changed from being an independent artist for you to now having a company there behind you to help you along the way?
Definitely. Yeah. Um, there's so many people that take me seriously now, and it just gives you that validation. And I mean, they've helped me do so much with promotions and networking, and with the media, and getting different people to feature my stuff. So yeah, it's helped a lot. So much has happened in 1 year. I can't believe I've only been signed for 1 year, because things have just dramatically changed in 1 year.
Okay. Now with that, and I mean, and them helping you along now with your new album that you have out through them, off my medication. Do you have any upcoming tours coming for that?
We're working on it. We are working on it,
All
but
right,
can't
because
really speak on it yet. We haven't booked the official dates, but yes, there is something coming.
That's nice. Our visitors have been sending me emails about that, wanting to know if you had any tours coming up after hearing you. So
Awesome.
so
I
this will be
can't
good for
wait.
them to hear, to know that there is a tour coming up. We just can't find out exactly yet.
Right. It will make sure and blast it all over the internet so everyone will know about it.
Okay. Besides, all right, we know that there's possibly tours come up here in the future. What other plans do you have in the immediate future for you and your music?
Um, we've been talking about doing another album. I've been talking about doing another album through Block Stars, and probably gonna start working on that in January, and hopefully this time next year there'll be another album out. Just keep pushing forward, and wait. I want my name. I want a Grammy. That's what I want. I want a Grammy. My dreams are high. My expectations are high, and I'm pushing myself really hard. I got an excellent team behind me. I can't wait to get out and tour and meet all the fans and everybody. I mean, it's been a long time coming, so as much as they want to see me, I want to see them a million times more. I cannot wait. So, yeah, I'm just gonna keep making music and keep giving it my all.
Okay. Now you just mentioned a Grammy. A Grammy is one of your aspirations with all this too, and
Yep.
something you want to get to help show you to yourself the recognition that you deserve
Yeah.
because of your. And I mean, honestly, you are phenomenal.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Now, where do you see yourself with your career in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself getting that Grammy, or still working towards it, and just everything in between?
In the next 5 years, I hope to to already have it or be awfully fucking close. Yeah. I mean, so like it's so much happens. And if I ever get discouraged, all I have to do is look back on where I was a year ago and look how much I've grown as an artist and just how much the fan base has grown. I mean, at this time last year, I had 1,000 people on my Facebook and on my YouTube. And now it's up to 13,000. And I'm expecting next year to be like 100,000. So in 5 years, if I don't stop, I mean, that's just going to be crazy numbers, and I don't plan on stopping. So, sky's the limit. I don't plan on quitting. I'm just gonna keep giving it my all and see where it takes me.
Okay. Next question then would be, if the opportunity arose to you, would you go mainstream, and why would you, or why would you not, if you with your decision?
Um, if the money was right, if the money was right and the deal was right, I would, but I would not make lovey-dovey fucking cuddly songs. Fuck that shit. That's so not me. I've done that before. I worked with a producer before that pushed me in that direction. I was so unhappy. If I got to be me and people accepted me for how I am, the things that I want to express, then I would so do it, but I would not make the little oh, I'm so in love and let's hold hands and kiss and make out and yay, we're gonna go to the movies. No, gag. No, I wouldn't do that. But if I could do, my crazy shit, I wouldn't like. I would have no problem with editing out some cuss words in order to go mainstream, but I wouldn't edit out who I was. You know what I mean? I could definitely tone it down, but not. I wouldn't change the message.
So you're definitely saying you would do it, but you're definitely, if it came up and happened, you're not going to sell your morals
No.
and what you believe your career and what you want for your music to be to
Yeah, I'm all
to fit
about
them.
bad bitches. Like, you got to be a bad motherfucker. And when I say bad bitch, I mean you have your own money, you have your own house, your own car, your own bank account. You don't rely on a dude. You are a fucking boss bitch, a bad bitch, and you will slap the shit out of a fuck motherfucker that tries to test you. That's what I'm all about. Like, fuck you, fuck you. It's all about me. And not on no lesbian shit either, just being on some strong female shit. Like, I really love, I'm so inspired when women do stuff that is powerful. It just inspires me. And so, for me to take the role as, I mean, I kind of play with it a little bit on the song Ladywood. You should listen to that song on my album because I talk about cooking and cleaning and baking like I should. Baby, I'm tripping. I got Ladywood. But just on that one song. But for the most part, I'm like, I want women to stand up. I cannot stand seeing girls be such a bop and shaking their ass for all these dudes for $5 and shit. I'm like, go get your fucking paper, dude. Get your money up, and you don't got to do all that. Like, it sickens me when I see all the stuff that girls do for guys for money. And I'm like, you can get your own money and you can have them dudes doing that shit for you.
Okay.
You're probably like, oh my God.
No, I completely understand.
What can I do for you, Legacy? Queen Legacy?
Okay. What do you hope your fans and those who listen to your music get from your music?
That what I just said, that Legacy don't take no shit, and like on one song I said, you want to deal with me, you got to look me in my eyes. I'm a business person. I have integrity, and I'm straight up. You're straight up with me. I'm straight up with you. But if you fuck me, I'll definitely cut you off or do some damage to you. And I'm just not one to be fucked with. And I'm not saying that I'm hard. I'm just straight up.
Well,
And
not. I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Not with not what you get from it. The question was, what do you hope your fans get from it?
Um, that they can stand up for themselves. The girls, I hope they can, learn to stand up for themselves, get their own money, and realize that they don't have to worship a guy in order to be validated as a female. And the guys, I hope they get from it is that they don't have to degrade a woman, that she can still be a woman and he can still love her, and he doesn't have to degrade her. You know what I mean?
Yep. All right. And pretty much our last question, unless there's anything else you have to say after this. If there was just one thing you had to say or get out to your fans, what would that be?
Huh? Buy my album. You said one thing.
Well, now, I mean, if you want to alliterate, get into anything else, feel free to let your fans know. That question I did not write. That was a fan question that was submitted.
I mean, seriously though, if you guys are really my fans, this is straight up. If you guys are really my fans, there's only one thing that makes an artist go to the top. One thing. It isn't Facebook likes, it isn't YouTube views, it isn't how many people watch this interview or read this interview. It's how many people buy the album. So if you believe in what I'm doing, then you got to buy the album, because the numbers are what everybody looks at. And that's real shit. And it's I love all the comments and everything, but when somebody buys my album, that is what touches, and it shows me who buys it, and I look at those names, and it's just like, wow, they loved it so much they bought it. And so yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing, that's the most valuable thing you can do for an artist, is to buy their shit.